Hello and welcome to our yoga class. Please find yourself sitting comfortably. Place a cushion under, or you can sit on a brick, and with the breathing in, collect your energy. Bring your hands to your heart chakra. Find a peaceful moment to calm down your mind, your thoughts. Connect to the desires and ground yourself, connecting to our roots, starting with the gentle and soft rotation circles in our head to the right. Breathe in deeply. And peacefully. And rotate the other way, finding more softness in your neck, letting go of all unnecessary tension, finding a deeper breathing all the way down to your lungs, to the lower ribs, to the back of your ribs. And with the breath in, find a nice stretch to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers and stretch even further. And slowly find a little bit of the range of the circle inside your ribs. Just checking in how much space there is in our rib cage and finding a little bit more mobility. Listen to the softness of our body of sternum moving. And finally stretch even more up. Bend your right hand to the right side. Elongate your arm and open your chest to the ceiling. Open your body of sternum to the ceiling. Feel free to let go of your neck and stay looking down if you have any unnecessary tension in your neck. Slowly find your way forward and roll up gently. With a breath in, reach all the way up and find a nice bend to the left side as far as your body allows, checking in with the availability of your neck, releasing all the tension if there is any. Feel free to look up to the ceiling and go all the way around, finding a nice stretch forward, just having a little touch, bringing your wrists away from the ground and bringing your armpits closer to the ground. Feel free to move your hands a little bit to your right and bring your left armpit closer to the ground. Slowly come back to the center and find yourself to the left diagonal and bring your right armpit closer to the ground, elongating your spine here. Finding your way back and slowly vertebrae by vertebrae, bring yourself all the way up. Find your way to a cat and cow position, taking your time, opening the chest. Feel free to bend your elbows slightly and find them facing your thighs. So engaging a little bit more the inner part of your arms. Nice. See if you can bring to the arch and to the curve the crown of your head and your tailbone at the same time. Coordinate the breathing. With the breathing in, find a nice arch. And a breathe out. a juicy curve. Take your time, feel free to slow down if you need to. Tuck your toes and find a nice down-facing dog. Walk it out. Find some movement in your ankles, your knees, your pelvis, just waking up the body. Maybe going to some lifting of your heels off the ground, waking up your ankles a little bit more, and finding more stretch in your spine. Bringing a gentle wave all the way from behind your heels and coming back to down facing dog. A few more like that. Roll like a wave all the way to the plank and bring yourself back. Finding a nice smooth transition. Maintain a deep breathing. Breathe in and breathe out on the way back to down facing dog. And breathe in. And just stay in the plank for a little bit and find some circles in your wrists, in your ankles. Finding a nice stability and checking in with your navel, getting a little bit closer to your spine, pulling it in very gently, coming back to your down facing dog and walking closer to your arms, maybe all the way in between your hands. Release your neck, saying no, 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 and yes, yes, yes. Place your hands close to your ears and let the weight elongate your neck, elongate your spine. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll all the way up with the breathing in. Come back down to Samastiti. And Surya Namaskara A. Breathe in all the way down. Breathe out. Breathe in, look to the horizon. Bend your knees, step back, jump back. Go through the Chaturanga and maybe gentle Cobra to start with. See how your body feels at the moment. All the way to down facing dog. And stay here for the few breaths. See if you can bring your armpits closer to the mat. Look forward in between your arms. Jump forward or step forward. Look to the horizon, elongate your spine. And gentle way up all the way to Samastiti. Oh, I'll keep on going. And breathe in, look out, breathe out, jump back, Chaturanga, breathe in into the Cobra a little bit deeper. Tuck your toes, just letting the blood flow increase a little bit. Keep your breath deep and steady. Look in between your hands, bend your knees, step forward or jump forward. Look to the horizon, little arch, elongate your spine, and all the way up, and all the way down, like a waterfall. Again, little arch, elongate your spine, step down, jump down, through the Chaturanga, find a nice arch, keep your belly engaged, especially when you're going back to your down facing dog. Look forward, lift your heels slightly, step forward or jump forward all the way in between your hands if you can. Breathing in, and on your breathing out, breathing in all the way up and breathe out Samastiti. All the way going down to a chair pose. Engage the back sides of your legs. Engage your glutes. Engage your hamstrings. Pull your navel in. Check in with your neck. Release all unnecessary tension. Feel free to bring your arms a little lower if you have any tension in your neck. And where I'm going for a gentle twist here, feel free just to go down and stay here if you don't feel like twisting today. And maybe find just a nice stretch. Or you can gently, maybe not go as far. See how your body feels. Very gentle twist. Again, watch out with unnecessary tension in your neck. And let go with a step back or jump back through a nice chaturanga and a rich cobra all the way to a down facing dog. Release your right leg. Find some circles in your hip, just oiling up the joints, one direction. And reverse your curves, the circles. Keep breathing. And find a nice stretch. And step with the right. Bring your knee to nose. Just engaging a little bit more the core. Right knee to left elbow and all the way up. And right knee to right elbow and go all the way up. Finding even bigger stretch and step forward to warrior one. Feel free to connect the arms if your neck feels good, or keep them slightly open. And I'm going here for a little bit on one leg chaturanga. Feel free to test it out. Going back to down facing dog, releasing your left leg, finding nice circles, oiling up that hip, and reverse your curves, finding even more range in your hip. Nice. Elongate even more. Find the thread between your heels. Bring knee to nose and stretch that thread. Left knee to right elbow and find the stretch in between your heels. Right knee to right elbow. Oh, left knee to left elbow and find a big stretch. Step all the way forward with your left foot. Find a warrior one. And just keep breathing. Engage your mula bandha, pelvic floor, squeeze it all the way up and go lower down. Feel free to lift the leg off the ground and go through your chaturanga or place both feet. And come back to your down facing dog. Look up, lift your heels gently, jump up or step forward, look to the horizon, let go, elongate your spine, and go back to a chair pose. Samastiti. And transition again all the way through the chair pose. See, maybe you can go a little bit lower this time, since we're not staying there for too long. Breathe in, look to the horizon, bend your knees, jump back or step back through the chaturanga all the way to cobra. Find even richer, fuller cobra. Release your right leg. Find a nice stretch. Step all the way through Warrior One. Opening up to the Warrior Two. Especially here, pull your Mula Bandha. Pull that pelvic floor all the way up. Engage your navel. And just we're going for a few more liyas and stretches. Engaging the right muscles. Feel the back sides of your leg working. Feel the thread of your arms from fingertips on one hand to the other, stretching further. Gently moving through the space. And go ahead and place your right hand inside your right foot, going to your Parshvakonasana. Feel free to look at the ceiling or go to a full bind. Nirlamba Parshvakonasana. Again, if you feel any tension in your neck, feel free to just check it if it's there or not. And slowly unwind. Reverse, find a nice stretch, elongate all the way from the heel to your fingertips. I went all the way back there. And again, feel free to keep your foot off the ground through the Chaturanga to find a little bit more if you like. And bring your left leg into the ceiling. Step in between your arms. Breathe in Warrior One. Open up to Warrior Two, especially here. Listen to the breath all the way to the back of your rib cage. Finding that thread in between your fingertips on one arm to the other. Especially when you're going up, find that Mula Bandha is going even higher. Squeezing it. And listening how you can stretch that thread between one heel to the other. Breathe in up and breathe out down. Go down. Place your left hand inside your left arm all the way to your Parshvakonasana. Feel free to open up the arm to the ceiling like I did it here, to go to the full bind, or you can just stay there. Whatever feels comfortable, whatever version feels comfortable. Release the tension in your neck. It might kick you off your balance a little bit. And find a nice stretch all the way from your left heel to your left fingertips and go all the way down. Nice transition through the Chaturanga all the way to your down facing dog. Bring your armpits closer to the ground and walk or jump forward. Breathing, look to the horizon and bring yourself all the way to a chair pose again. All the way up to Samastiti. And the last one, go back to a chair pose again. Just a little bit here, go all the way down. Find a nice stretch, look to the horizon, find a long spine here. And jump back or step back, whatever feels good. Go through Chaturanga and Cobra. Feel free to skip a vinyasa if you feel like it's getting a little bit too much. Release your right leg, place it in front of your arms, all the way to Warrior One. And go through a transition, bringing your arms behind you and bringing your legs a little bit closer all the way to Parshvattanasana. Placing your palms in between your scapulas, or if that feels too much, feel free to just connect your elbows. check in if your hips are leveled, your knees are straight. And with the breathing in, unwind. And I was just going here for a nice little twist here. There are a few options that you can place your arm on the ground on the inside of your foot, hold the shin, or on the outside of the foot. Depends how intense you want to feel your twist. And just going all the way up, adding a nice stretch and coming back to a chaturanga, to a transition on the other side. You can skip that and meet us in a down facing dog, or go through. Release your left leg and go ahead all the way to warrior one. Have a breath there. Find your legs a little bit closer. See if you can bring your heels on the same line. Connect your palms behind you, and I like to go with a nice arch. Helps me elongate my spine all the way to our beautiful Parshvattanasana. And breathe here a little bit deeper. Bring yourself all the way up on the breathing in, finding a nice stretch all the way to a nice twist. I placed my hand on the inside because it felt like it was a little bit too much on the other side today. So listen to your body, this is the most important. Bring yourself all the way up. I decided to add a nice arch and go through transition all the way down through chaturanga and a nice cobra all the way to a down facing dog. Look forward, jump forward, or step forward all the way in between your hands. Look to the horizon and find yourself all the way up. I think our last Utkatasana for today. Breathe in, finding ourselves in the tree pose, placing the right heel as close up as possible. Feel free to keep your hands interlaced close to your chest in a prayer position or all the way up. And if you feel comfortable, release your gaze into the ceiling. Open up that chest, feel grounded. And slowly release your leg, having our nice smooth transition to Ardha Chandrasana. Feel free to use the block or touch the ground. I'm trying here to still find a balance. Sometimes some days it's less stable, so listen how you feel. Leveling up your hips, bringing your leg in and out, activating your hamstring, as well as finding a nice stretch, maybe bringing your leg a little bit higher, just a few like that. We're going for 4 here. And bringing your leg all the way down. I decided to add another look out and slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, finding your rooted feet, your wide feet. Listen how you can stretch the sole of your foot on the ground and imagine how it's growing wider. Place your left leg in the tree pose, and you can stay there or bring your hands into the prayer position. Or go with me and release your arms into the V, collecting that energy, opening up that chest even so slightly, feeling the energy traveling through your body. And unwind your foot. Feel free to help with your arm like we did on the other side, or test it out, the transition. Felt like I was almost falling there. Allow yourself to find this open hip and open shoulder. Here I can see I can open up a little bit more. Yeah, and slowly touch the ground. Find the level of your hips. And again, release unnecessary tension in your neck. Wake up the hamstring. Just a few more, going up and down. See if you can imagine like you're pushing something away with your heel. So you don't need to worry about straightening your leg, just pushing your heel away. And slowly give yourself a nice roll up. Feel free to bend your knees. Collect the energy. And go all the way down. Breathe in, look out. Step back. Go through another chaturanga. I believe it's the last one for today. Go to a down facing dog. And just, you can jump forward and bring your legs through. For me it's getting a little bit difficult these days. So go as your body feels like today. Nice, and we're going to connect to a tabletop. Feel free to bend your knees if that feels too much. Yeah? Bending your knees like I'm demonstrating here, and you can just stay here, or you can test it out even for a little moment. Check how your chest can be open, especially here. Pull your mula bandha in and slowly let go. Elongate your spine even more and allow yourself to find a nice stretch all the way from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Open up your feet slightly 90 degrees and now elongate even more all the way from your tailbone all the way down. See how low you want to go. Maybe you want to place a little cushion under your belly and stay here. I feel pretty comfortable like that, so see how you go. Maybe you want to stay here another moment. As we slowly go into a transition to our Shavasana, placing your right heel close to your pubic bone, to your root chakra, pulling your mula bandha all the way. Feel free to interlace your hands behind your foot or place your hands on your shin and go as low as your body allows. And bring yourself all the way up. Switch the legs. Breathe in. Stretch your spine even more so you can pour your chest on your thigh a little bit further. Yes, another thing to think about, bringing your, in this case, left armpit closer to the ground so our shoulders are leveled. Breathing deeper to the back side of our ribs. And slowly unwind. Here I'm just shifting forward just to find a nice stretch so I have enough space for our baby pose. Happy baby. finding a nice stretch in your thighs, in between your seat bones, whatever that might have. And go ahead and find a nice stretch just to activate our thyroid gland a little bit. I went on and bent and brought my knees all the way close to my ears. Feel free to take the option that feels comfortable for today. And very slowly unwind to find a nice transition to another chakra's opening our heart to a fish pose, placing your palms underneath your sit bones, bringing your elbows as close together as possible, and placing your head at the back there to the crown. And feel free to lift your heels off the ground. Go add a little bit more effort there. Keep breathing through your nose. We're not staying here too long. Release. And just to wrap it up, find a few circles in your hips. Slowly, gently, find a nice movement in your spine that feels good. Taking your right knee and going over and finding a nice twist. Elongating your spine. Again, a good thing to breathe, especially at the back of your ribs. And take your time and find a transition to the other side. A gentle twist. And when you're ready, just find yourself flat on the ground, connecting to your Shavasana. You can place your arms along your body, or right hand on your belly and left on your chest, in your heart chakra. Close your eyes even for a few moments. Find the gratitude for finding the time and space in your mind to take this moment. And feel free to just stay there for another moment, or feel free to join me and just gently wrap up the session with the collecting your energy, with the breathing in, bringing your hands to the prayer pose, thanking your heart for the patience, thanking your mind for being quiet, and thanking your desires for choosing the right thing, connecting to your roots. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.